Welcome to the Pit Crew. I'm Camille, your attending, and I have my residents with me.
I'm Mal.
And I'm Robert.
And today we have a special consult joining us, and they're also going to present our patient. We have Ilyssa. She is an animator, content creator, friend of ours, got a small little YouTube channel. Welcome to the podcast, Ilyssa.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here. Can I present the patient?
Yes, absolutely.
Please.
Patient presents with severe situationship.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
But at what cost?
At what cost?
Boy,
God.
oh boy.
It's canon, but at what cost?
So true.
And we are retitling this week's episode, Always Listen to the Nurses. Have we ever had someone join us to cover an episode before?
We have not. This is our first time having a guest.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Oh my god.
This is so fun. Okay, so we do have a little bit more housekeeping this week. First of all, y'all heard my cries. You really came through. Thank you so much for all of the wonderful reviews that got left on Apple Podcasts. We were cracking up. Sean, the one that you left that mentioned the pit, aka Dr. Robbie Ignores Women, had me howling with laughter. That was so funny. But you guys said the sweetest things, so thank you so much for that. Y'all really came through, and that was amazing.
This was actually just a con to get you to say nice things to us because we like when people are nice to us.
Across all podcast platforms, we are nearly at 1,000 subscribers. By the time that everybody hears this episode, maybe we will have made it there. Anyway, that is super cool. We're very happy to have everybody. Thank you so much. And then also another thing, I just wanted to shout out Amberine, who's a listener of ours and has been here since the beginning. And this past week, we were talking and they were asking how they could support the podcast. And I said, well, we don't have a Patreon or anything like that. And they said, well, can I donate to a charity on y'all's behalf? So Amberine donated to Ice Out and You Can Play, which are two, charities that we decided we would love to support. So supporting queer sports, basically, and trans inclusion in sports, and then also getting ICE the fuck out of our communities. So thank you.
Hell yeah.
That was incredibly kind of you, and we really appreciate that. That's wonderful. So I just wanted to shout that out and say thank you.
And then at the beginning, because like Camille had pointed out in one of our Healer Rivalry episodes, people tend to tune out towards the end. Alyssa, if you just want to quickly plug what you do before we get into the show and tell people where to find you.
Oh, yes. You can find me on youtube.com/illymation. And I make animated content about the things I've learned during the good, bad, ugly, weird parts of life and growing up.
Yay.
We'll put that in the show notes. But for now, we can start talking about this episode.
Let's go.
Brother, I need to be a patient at the pit because I have the flu.
Mm-hmm.
Bad.
Might be an urgent care thing, though. You don't want to be there.
Right. Know the difference between what's an urgent care visit and what's an ER visit.
Right. No, I went to an urgent care yesterday and they were like, well, the test is negative, but you definitely have it. It's probably just too soon to test positive. So I'm on Tamiflu and I feel like death, but I'm here because I love you guys.
Please don't die. Haha, you're so sexy. Don't do it. Anyway.
Well, let's jump into the episode then.
Just before we go on, I saw a reel, I think today or yesterday night. You should invest in getting a primary healthcare physician. And I'm like, cool, dog. Mine takes like forever to make an appointment with, but I'm well on the way.
Invest is a great word for that, because it sure is.
It is definitely long term.
Yeah. And the money you put down.
We cut right back in with Robbie continuing compressions on Louie. Langdon is intubating. We have Perla and respiratory therapist Carrie is also there. Everybody is trying to save Louie, but his lungs are full of blood. And Robbie is clearly doubting that Langdon did the intubation properly. And you can tell the way that Langdon is looking at Robbie that he knows that Robbie's going to try to find a way to blame him for this.
There were a couple of times this episode where they kind of, you kind of have hope for 2 seconds. You're like, oh my God, they can save Louie. And then Louie starts spewing blood. It's like, oh, they're not saving Louie. He's gone. He's dead. Everyone I know who likes the Pit who watched the last episode were like, hey, does he die? And I'm like, I don't know yet. I haven't seen the episode yet. And then when I saw the episode, I'm still like, I can't tell you because like I fear Noah Wiley himself with a sniper rifle from across the alley taking me out.
Noah is actually outside all of our houses right now and waiting for us to say the wrong thing.
Seriously, no, when I watched it, my friends were like, you're getting a screener. I was like, I know. And they're like, so what happened? So I was like, it was a really great episode.
So some medical stuff happened, a little bit of drama.
Here, what did I say? I might have the... It's the most vague, like the NDA like gun is like to my head. Oh yeah, my friend says, how was the new Pit? I said, it was good. We learn things and see things.
That we do.
Yeah.
Noah Wiley cocks the chamber of the sniper rifle. You're safe from now.
Yes, please God.
Dana and Emma are making their way around. Dana is teaching at lightning speed. It's kind of crazy. I kind of like how they're using Emma to like inform the audience who isn't a medical professional, because they're explaining like nil per aus, which we talked about last season. NPO means nothing by mouth. It's Latin. And those are people who might go into surgery.
You always have to have the audience proxy person, like someone who is being taught the information that you need the audience to know, that it like wouldn't make sense for some of the more experienced people to not know. So like I feel for Emma because Emma is me.
This is also just so sweet, like that it is these characters. Of course it's these characters, because Dana at this point is just jaded beyond belief, and Emma is like this trembling baby deer going like, what are we doing? And just like it's just the perfect, like, I don't know, what is that, foils for each other almost? I don't know.
I almost feel like Emma is like what Dana was.
Ooh, yeah.
But I think that Dana probably came in with a little bit more confidence, simply because like what we know about her is that she was born at that hospital. She's gonna die at that hospital, you know, like
Yeah.
she was quite literally born there. And so we're walking around and a patient grabs Emma by the arm and he's swearing about wanting to see a doctor, and Dana goes absolutely apeshit on him, which is great.
As she should.
Love her.
Yeah, she yanks a sign off the wall. She says no aggressive behavior is tolerated. She says it's a felony. And then she says, got it? And she blue steals this man into an early grave. And I'm sorry, I know it was supposed to be really intimidating, but I laughed my ass off. The Zoolander face that she makes sent me to the stratosphere.
Incredible.
I just love that his reaction to that was, I was just asked. It was just like the backtrack of the century, and I screamed. I was like, you were not just asking, you grabbed a girl by the elbow and yelled at her and just...
What do men do but gaslight?
Oh, what do men do but walk it back?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Okay.
I was just hungry, like...
It's like the opposite, the bad version of that thing that Mal sometimes says, where it's like the worst thing a girl can do is without getting naked is like lie or whatever the fuck it is.
The most fun a girl can have without taking her clothes off is lie.
That's how it goes. Yes.
This is Dana defending Emma from bullshit and also preparing her for bullshit.
It's low-key like, you know, get used to this, kid. I'm not gonna be around forever.
God, yeah.
Yeah, no, she's like, I'm quitting, I swear to God. I keep trying. She does finally say jag off instead of jack off.
Vindication for the people of Pittsburgh. I literally just watched a short form video today being like, our one complaint is that the Pittsburgh accent isn't there. They're not using the right slang, this and that.
At least we said jag off.
Was there any online discussion about that weird, like, gooning thing?
Oh, you know, there was some online discussion about the gooning.
That threw me for a loop. I was like, what did he just say?
What did he say?
Is that allowed?
Bro, you fucking gooning me?
I was like, God, I hope
No.
I hope not.
What?
Your brother.
Dead ass? Call social work. We need the
God.
stat.
Ugh, okay.
Now, Dana and Emma come into Louie's room, and we have a motorcycle crash incoming. Robbie.
No, they're really hitting us over the head with the motorcycle thing to the point where I'm like, there's no way this man is getting into a motorcycle crash. Like, there's just no way.
It has to be a red herring at this point.
It has to be.
Later. I have a theory later.
they're hitting us over the head with it so much that I think that what's actually going to happen is that he's going to get hit over the head with something, not a motorcycle accident. Like, that's what I think is happening here.
I mean, maybe.
But
He's gonna give Dana his motorcycle and say, "Be free."
she's
Dana's
going to run
taking
over
a
Doug
sabbatical.
Driscoll. Speed bump.
As she should.
I think I've talked about the comic I've seen, like little snippet comic I've seen that someone drew of Robbie giving Abbott a big hug and being like, see you around, and like leaving him a note that's just Ho'oponopono in like his locker, I love you, thank
Jesus.
you, if I forgive you, please forgive me.
No, no.
Robert,
Boy, oh
you
boy.
brought that up, I think in one of these recordings, and then the next day I saw it on Instagram, and I was like, Robert has ruined my Instagram algorithm, because I never used to get Pitt stuff on my personal account, but now it's so much Pitt stuff.
So Louie's gone.
Yeah.
Dana knows it. Robbie knows it. It's a pulmonary hemorrhage from liver failure. Langdon doesn't want to really give up. He looks to Robbie for answers, and Robbie takes a while to answer, but there's just nothing that they can do. The very long silence got me choked up. I got so emotional.
Seeing Perla's reaction.
Oh my gosh.
Me choked up. That was like, and that was that just big like dive into like we are following the nurses a lot this episode.
And also, like, the amount of blood is kind of horrifying. Like, this was not peaceful. This was, like, kind of horrific. And,
I mean, at least he was dead already, right?
I mean, right. But
didn't Robbie say that like last season, like he had a talk with him and it was like this is a bad way to go. It's not going to be peaceful. And he was like, I don't care. And he was like, that line about don't make me give you the shovel, or I don't want to give you the shovel.
See, the thing about that line is he's like, I texted about that where it's that, scene of Robbie being like, I don't have to be the one to hand you the shovel. And then the next photo is a photo of Robbie holding the beer. And it's like, well, you didn't get to hand him the shovel.
Yup.
It kind of feels like a little bit of a spark died. Like, this is kind of like, I don't know, I guess we started off with like really heavy stuff last season, and then this season, I mean, this is the first time we've really known somebody over multiple episodes and they've died. And so it was really hard. It was like someone who actually was a part of the family died.
Mm-hmm.
But I am glad that like Louie got to catch up with everybody and talk to everybody, and that like I'm glad that Langdon got to have his moment with Louie before Louie died. Oh, it was so sad. I'm so sad.
I think that's what makes it so harrowing is that everyone did get to talk to Louie, and then an hour later he's gone.
yeah.
If they had just listened to me, I was telling them something was wrong. But
Well, you thought it was the tooth. You thought it was the tooth.
endocarditis can go from your tooth, like, yeah, it's a straight shot from the teeth to the heart for an infection. So that's what I was thinking. But they're gonna move him to the viewing room so that people can pay their respects. And when the camera shot, you can see Digby in the background, like he's watching this happen. And then Robert, you sent me, they released like promo shots for this episode, and Digby is in the background of a photo of Princess. I went back through the entire episode. I did not see that shot. So if you don't know, those photos are taken by a photographer on set as they're filming, separate from like the camera that they're using to film. So we get different angles and things like that. So I guess we didn't get to see it in the way the shot ended up. But I didn't see him in the background trying to get someone's attention. So I guess we'll have to wait till next week to see. But I have a feeling that he and Louie must have known each other. And I do hope he gets to say goodbye, because Dana talks about, sometimes the local unhoused people come to say, to pay their respects. I guess I didn't quite realize that Louie was unhoused.
I thought that was the implications they were giving in season 1.
Yeah, but I guess I didn't ever really, I don't know that it was ever really confirmed. I mean, the tattered clothing and all that, sure, but I guess I just never really picked up on that.
I see what you mean, because they would say a lot of vague, yep, found him next to the liquor store. And it's like, oh, perhaps he drove there? I don't know.
Wait, before we go forward, we had our sad moment. Ilyssa, it's not necessarily your horny moment, but would you like to tell us what you had put in our group chat?
Oh, for my horny thought?
And not necessarily even horny, it's just that, what you thought about Langdon.
Was it those words that you were like, none of that's in the Bible? Hold on. Hold on.
That's one of my favorite phrases, just by the way. Like, none of those words are in the Bible.
I said, while they were doing pointless chest compressions, Langdon's hair looked so fucking good. I said, but then Louie died. He was mogging over a dead man. Why did he? His hair has been like they've been doing a lot with his hair this season, and in that shot, I was like, that looked good. Why is it looking good while a man is dying? Why?
A man is dying right in front of you, and you're mogging.
And you're mogging.
It's like that, like that meme that's like, oh, so and so is drowning. This ain't about him. Like Langdon, Louie's dying, and like just like flipping his hair. This ain't about him.
Yes. You know, online they call those his slut strands when there's like all those little pieces of hair. I'm like, Louie's dying. You've got your slut strands out. Are you kidding me?
Like the meme of the woman in the pool with the children. And it's you, Langdon's hair, and Louie dying.
Yeah. It was so fleeting. I was like, holy shit, he's dying. And then I was like, why does his hair look so good? What the fuck? I won't be the only one who thinks that. Let's move on.
So Perla is going to be the one to clean Louie up, but Dana knows that she needs a break first. So she tells her, take 5, take 10. Perla and Princess make eye contact through the glass, and Perla's clearly not doing well. We have Javati, Princess, and Dr. Jefferson. They're with Jackson Davis. He's finally woken up. He says he was studying in the library, but that they were talking and telling him that they don't want him to pass the bar exam. And then Jada starts to get pretty distressed, and she starts getting involved, and she's a little too emotional, and she's kind of like, who was saying that? Who was saying that to you? Who was telling you that? And I was like, oh my God. Even I got a little overwhelmed. So Dr. Jefferson silently kind of like indicates to Princess, like, please take her out of here. Get her out of here. I can't do my job with her here. And so Jada leaves with Princess, and she thinks he must have been talking to his friends from school. So she's going to call them and find out what happened. Princess checks in with Perla, and Princess's face when she finds out that Louie is gone was like devastating. It was so authentic. And the acting in this episode is so authentic and so raw. And I just, ugh.
Like, the nurses, again, like, this is the nurse episode. Every single one of them deserves all the flowers, all the praise, all, like, they, in the same way that nurses kind of quietly carry the ER, I feel like the nurses are very quietly carrying this show. Like, they don't get the same love that, like, Noah Wiley and everyone else, like, who are these doctors, you know, get.
Name
like,
another actor who's a doctor right now.
Ilyssa Briones?
Oh,
Hell
of
yeah.
course.
I know the actors' names.
Noah Wiley and everyone else. I'm like, name someone else.
Patrick. I know his name is Patrick.
Sean Hattasey.
Sean Hattasey. Okay, I know the actors' names.
Patrick Square.
What's his last name?
Ball.
Star.
Patrick Ball. Thank you. I'm sorry. Sorry to this man.
And of course, we can't forget most important doctor actor, life-size rat playing Whitaker.
Jaron Howell.
Yeah.
I saw in some like interview clip, Catherine Lanassa was like, okay, Jerry. And then someone else was like, stop, they're gonna start calling him that. And she was like, haha, Jerry.
Okay, also, like, truly, the reason I got so tripped up is because I was like, oh, Noah Wiley, and then the only other actor I could think of was Catherine Lanassa, and I was like, she's not a doctor, she's a nurse, this is not gonna help the point that I'm making. So,
What was the point you were making before I was like, name another person?
name a doctor. Name any doctor.
Mal, name a woman. Mal, name a woman.
And I did. Ilyssa Briones, thank you, the woman. What was I saying? Oh, I was saying
The woman of
that,
all
like,
time. Woat.
I was
Sorry, Mal.
Goat, girl of all time.
Perla and Princess don't get the flowers they deserve.
Like, I feel like the nurses quietly carry this show because they're like such beloved characters and they bring so much like heart to this show, and I love them so much.
Princess is going to help Perla with Louie and cleaning him up, except Roxy is clearly crying out in pain, so Princess goes to help Roxy with her bedpan. And this is the moment where I was like, this is 100% the nurses episode.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is a nurse-centric episode, because I started thinking about how, like, the doctors are there for all the big stuff, but the nurses are there for literally everything, with helping with your bedpan, cleaning your dead body, all of it, every little bit of it. The nurses are there for.
I'm so sorry. Those are just like two wildly different things. Like,
that's my fucking point, you loser.
I know, I'm sorry. It just took me out the two options for things that a nurse could be there for are cleaning your bedpan or cleaning your dead body.
Get it together.
I'm so sorry.
Jesus. Your notes are really profound here because I wrote out like the sentence about how important nurses are and how this is for the nurses. And your note just says, yes. It's italicized
yes,
in caps.
in all caps.
Yes. So Roxy says that she and her husband have been married for 20 years and she's watched the light go out of his eyes over the course of her illness and that their kids have watched it too.
Because what was the number that she gave us last time for how long she's been?
7 years.
Seven? Okay. Yeah. So that's like almost half of their marriage.
I still think the vibe is super weird here, but we do
It
like
is.
we get more clarity, but it still felt weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
See, I think the vibes are weird in a lot of situations here. And I'm like, I don't know if it's me looking for something because a lot of times the internet will try to like gaslight me and be like, no, not everything is going to be this like big thing. Sometimes things are just normal. But then also I'm like, yeah, but we also have to remember it is a TV show and they have to tell an entertaining story. So we're not going to see like really boring things every single time. And like, it's still like I'm still waiting for something to happen with that little girl with the bruises, which like I think we've tied up with a bow and we're done with, but like I'm still kind of like, wait, guys, I was still waiting for something to happen with that.
My thing with Roxy, my theory is that it's like she can see all the pain her family's going through and she feels like a burden and she kind of wants to die.
No, I agree with you 100%. And we'll kind of get more into it later once we start to hear more about like what she wants rather than what they want as a unit, quote unquote.
Right.
But we did get an email from a listener, Gillian. Mal, will you read this because it definitely gives us some context into the pain medication because last week we were concerned that maybe like her husband was skimming.
Okay, so this is what the email says. When they discuss her meds and McKay and Javati are surprised, I don't think it is, and I hope it's not, about the husband skimming some meds. I think it is because the high dose is incompatible with what they have learned about medicine to keep people alive. The scale of what is an appropriate dose for someone who is dying of cancer is just different than someone who is experiencing an acute trauma. If you are taking pain meds at home for pain management, you need to consider dependence and potential overdose. If you are dying of cancer, you want to consider what can ease some of the pain, help you be as comfortable as possible, and keep you at whatever level of alert and oriented you can be or want to be at that stage. I didn't go back and watch all the meds they listed, but if you're trying to do around-the-clock pain management, you do have to cycle a lot of different types of meds at high doses, which can be really scary in most other circumstances. It makes sense.
Yeah, and this listener is not a medical professional. They just have experience with a family member who had terminal cancer. And so they wrote to us about, their experience with that and what their thoughts were and their insight to try to kind of help us understand. And that was very helpful. Robert, you even pointed out, you were like, God damn, we get some seriously insightful emails that really help us understand what's going on.
We really do. And it's truly lovely. And I feel like I learn way more from the people that email us than I do even from the show. Like, I don't know. You guys are so cool. And you listen to us, Yahoos, yapping. That's crazy.
Yahoos?
Yahoo!
It's Camille and the Yahoos. So Princess tells Roxy that her secret to being able to do all of this is that she goes home, leaves everything behind, and she escapes to Love Island, which I have never watched. Have you guys watched Love Island?
I sure have. There was a season of the British Long Island that I got very into a couple years ago.
Long Island?
British Long Island.
The iced
The
tea?
British Long Island, the U.S. Virgin Islands and their cousin, the British Long Island.
No, that's the New York of me jumping out, actually. I've lived here too long. Anyway, sorry. The British Love Island is apparently better than the American one. I've never seen the American one. My roommate's very into it, but I was watching with a friend and an old roommate, and we were like so invested in this one couple only for him to like this couple got together so early. Like the whole point of Love Island is that they're constantly like getting together and breaking up and whatever. And this couple was together for like weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. And then at the end, like they're in like the last couple couples, and he reveals that like, oh, he just like picked a girl and settled down to like try to win and not because he liked her. And we were like devastated. And after that, I was like, I can't watch Love Island anymore.
So McKay comes in, she gives Roxy some ketamine, and Roxy's asking if her husband is still in the cafeteria. And they say, yes, do you want us to go get him? And she's like, no. It's good for us to have some time apart. Again, I think this is another breadcrumb trail of she wants her husband to get used to her not being there. Yeah. She wants to stop having him around constantly, not just for herself, but also because she's like, please, like, you have to get used to me not being here, right?
And I mean, I think that's probably good because, you know, if the weird vibes I'm getting from this man are in fact because he's genuine and very into his wife's treatment and whatnot, I just feel like when she dies, he's going to have nothing. Like he will have built his entire life around caring for her. And now he's lost his wife and he's lost the thing that's taking up most of his time. So like, what is he going to do? And I mean, we see later someone who lost his wife and went down a very bad path and ended up where he ended up. And like, I'm kind of worried for this man. Like, not me worrying about a man, but like...
No, that's an important parallel.
Princess and Donnie are discussing Louie. Donnie is devastated to hear about Louie. Everybody's devastated to hear about Louie. But she also mentions Javati's birthday. And then she basically gives Donnie a look like, if you're not fucking there, I'm gonna kill you. And honestly, she's like, I don't care if you have a newborn. I will smother you with this blanket that I'm holding if you are not at this party.
I love that Donnie is like, I'll look for the Partiful later because I love Partiful. Partiful is one of my favorite apps. I love to just send my friends
Wait, what?
Random. You don't know
I
Partiful?
didn't know this was a thing. I don't have friends, bitch.
It's real.
Oh my god, Camille, you're gonna get my birthday invitation soon because you're gonna be in town for it. So you will learn Partiful. No, but I love, like, whenever I'm just hanging out, like one time I sent my friend a Partiful request for like, hey, can I come over and watch the Hunger Games? And she was like, hell yeah. Like, it's
Why didn't you just text?
Because I thought it would be funny to make a Partiful, and it was.
Also, from the PITT details herself, and I swear to God, by the time you guys are hearing this episode, I will not have been able to have posted about this on the feed. So if you post and try to steal my thunder, I'm coming for you. If you look in the background, as Donnie and Princess are walking, you'll see Rocky, who is Langdon's future patient, being wheeled into the little, up to the bed that they're going to put him in. Yeah.
Man, the PITT details isn't just a username. You mean it.
She does.
So Dr. Al wants to discuss the incarcerated patient with Mohan and Mel. It's the VA crew, basically, all together again. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed, they're hinting at the fact that this is lunchtime in this episode because everybody's got coffee or a snack. I like the really subtle hints at what time it is.
I did not notice that. I just was like, well, they're all must be pretty thirsty and sipping.
No, everybody's got a little something.
Sometimes Camille will point something out about, these episodes that we watch, a couple of times to try and like get details and like get acquainted with so we can record. And I'm like, what fucking version of this episode are you watching? I don't remember seeing that. And then I'll rewind. I'll be like, oh, it's there, plain as day.
Yeah.
I watched this episode twice and then a third time on 2x speed.
Really?
I did, yeah.
So you were watching Langdon Mog at 2x speed while he was trying to resuscitate Louie.
Yeah, it was like super like, whoofa. It was really fast, but I was like, God damn. They're going over the reasons for malnutrition. So that includes, medical reasons, but also social reasons. So a hunger strike, or he's starving himself on purpose to get to the infirmary, or somebody's abusing him, right? Which is not anything that Mohan or Mel point out. That is something that Dr. Al mentions. She has this interesting arc this episode of standing up for this patient, basically saying like, just because he's a prisoner doesn't mean that he deserves any less. Actually, because he's a prisoner, we kind of have to keep a closer eye on everything because there are other things at play here. And I like that for her.
Something so interesting about Dr. Al-Hashimi is that she likes AI. She stands 10 toes down for AI. And then every other point she makes is like like this. I'm like,
Mhm.
I feel like if she didn't like AI, she'd be pretty great. But I guess that's her Achilles heel.
I think that, but like, see, and we've talked about it before, but I don't think like using AI for things like dictation
Oh, right.
is
Yeah.
a bad use of it, right? It's when it comes to using it to do
Degenerative stuff. Yeah.
right.
Yeah. There's some stuff there, but I feel like, yeah, just her being like pushing it so much and then it not working and the doctors being like, see, look what it did, is like, if she didn't have that, I fear she would be too perfect. She's not perfect. She's not perfect, but I'm like,
I still keep seeing people online who were like, "Oh, this bitch," and I'm like, "Do you guys understand that you don't have to have a villain? Like, this woman is wonderful. I'm
yeah,
kind of obsessed with her, except
yeah.
for the AI thing. Like, that's annoying. But I also understand where she's coming from. She is trying to make things better for people.
And it's scenes like this where she's like going, "Hey guys, what are we missing?" And I would say like two of the most fan loved doctors, the most empathetic, cares about their patients doctors are completely missing. There is abuse and neglect perhaps going on here.
Mhm.
We need to treat this incarcerated person like the patient that they are. And Al Hashimi says that to them. So I think that's cool of her.
When it comes to like a child that you suspect abuse or something like that, you can figure out a way to take the parent aside, talk to the parent, talk to the child separately, things like that. With this guy, there's a guard there, and the guard's not going to leave, and the guard
Mhm.
can't leave. So it gets really tricky. Dr. Robbie wants to catch up with Dr. Al on the Westbridge situation. He wants to discharge the incarcerated patient after a couple hours because he seems fine to go. Like, this is all stuff that can heal at home. But Dr. Al wants to keep him around because it could be better for him to heal there than in prison, right? It can promote healing better because it's a more controlled environment, and they're going to be able to get him what he needs. Statistically, there is a systemic issue with getting timely healthcare for incarcerated peoples. Their wait times are double that of a non-incarcerated person. On top of that, proper nutrition is essential to healing. So, that's why when you're sick, you got to get your fluids, get your vitamins, all that kind of stuff. They're like, okay, well, can we at least move him out of a trauma room? So they're going to put him in BH2, which has windows, right? It's one of the behavioral health rooms up against the wall, just inside the door. And Dr. Al doesn't like that he'll kind of just be in like a fishbowl and he'll be on display for everyone to see. And I very much appreciate like her compassion. I understand where she's coming from, but I also understand where Robbie and Dana are coming from in that they're saying we need to be able to keep an eye on him because he is a prisoner, and we need to ensure safety for everybody here.
Catch-22, double-sided blade, whatever you want to call it, of like, yes, it's dehumanizing, but also protecting everyone there is kind of the priority. It's a really shitty situation.
Yeah, I'm not a doctor, obviously.
What?
Sorry, I lied.
We invited you because we thought you were a doctor.
Fuck. But I as a not a doctor, as an animator, I look at the patient here, Gus, and I think like, I don't know, he's not been agitated. He's been really chill and respectful. So I guess, I don't know, that's why I am, I guess, on the side of Dr. Al Hashimi and being like, the fuck? Give him a room. Like I understand there's probably some kind of protocols, and this is why I'm not a doctor and I'm not making these choices. Someone else is.
But I mean, there's a lot of reasons that someone could be incarcerated that aren't for like violent crime.
Exactly.
And oftentimes a lot of people, there's a high rate of people being incarcerated for like long periods of time for simple things like marijuana possession. I don't know if marijuana is legal in Pennsylvania or not, but we then cut to Nurse Kim, who approaches Pearl and Ogilvy, and she's like, have you heard about Louie?
And what if I fight him? What if I fight him right now for the way he goes chronic alcoholic? Go figure. Fuck you. Fuck you. You didn't know him like we know him. I knew this man for like 2 shifts and I love him. And fuck you.
And then little Whitaker comes up going, what you talking about, guys? And they freaking tell him, and Ogilvy, he croaked. Ooh.
If this man was not already on my shit list, he is even deeper on my shit. I want to kill him. I want to rip him limb from limb and like end him.
It's lunchtime and I have a knuckle sandwich for him.
In my notes, I wrote another round of TB and Asplosion, repeat every 20 minutes till he shuts the fuck up. Because I was so... I paused and I yelled, like, he croaked! Like...
Like,
Yeah.
but also, I'm just like, what? Read the room, my dude. When has anyone talked like that about anyone who has died in this hospital? We take a moment when someone dies. Like, hasn't he already witnessed that? Like, Whitaker literally told him that in like episode 1 or 2, right? That like we like to take a moment. Like, read the fucking room, my guy.
And I think he sort of didn't care. What I want now to happen is I want this shift to end, and I want his rotation at the ER to finish. And I want him to walk up to, I guess it'll be Dr. Al-Hashimi at that point, and be like, can I get a residency here? And she's like, no. And on top of that, we're going to frame you for murder.
I hope so.
And we send him to the brig and he walks the plank. I think it would be so cool if like he got fired and then was not allowed to come back.
I don't think you can get fired as a med student.
I'm gonna phase into the pit. I'm gonna become a pit character. I'm gonna fire him. I hate him.
She's gonna pit the pit. She's gonna scoop out
I'm gonna scoop
the
it
little
out
rat man.
like an ice cream scooper.
Not the good rat man. Keep the good rat man.
Not Ratman affectionate Whitaker, Ratman derogatory Ogilvy.
The actor who plays Ogilvy, it's Lucas Iverson. If you can hear me, you're an awesome actor, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That's how I know you're an awesome actor. Because when I see this character's face, I get so angry. He doesn't even open his mouth. I get so mad.
And no, it takes a true talent to fill me with this much rage. Like,
Seriously.
kudos to you, King. I hope I never see James Ogilvy again.
You know what else you have over Ogilvy is I'm sure you know how to style your curls on the daily, and this man surely doesn't, because Jesus Christ.
I think they fucked up his hair on purpose.
Camille can hook you up. She helped me with my waves.
Someone put him on curly hair TikTok. Dr. J? Paging Dr. J? Put his ass on curly hair TikTok.
So Whitaker sprints away when he hears the news about Louie, and Perla says, fucking new guy, and honestly, fucking same. No, Whitaker busts in and Langdon is still in there with Louie. And Whitaker and Langdon have this moment where, like, they both had Louie in common, right? They both really cared about Louie. They both really liked Louie. Like, this was kind of the first moment of this episode that shows us, like, the way Whitaker has taken Langdon's spot with Robbie. Because he's, like, even stepping into the shoes of being Louie's primary, you know?
I need to say that this scene in the next time on the pit that we kind of got from episode 5 paints this scene to be so much like worse. It's like it's Whitaker like stumbling upon bloody Louie with Langdon there, and it's like, what the fuck, did Langdon kill him? There was also that
I didn't even think about that. Oh my god.
the way because I'm weird. The other thing is that they had like the other thing was that they had Dr. Robbie be like, so are you gonna tell me what you did? And you're like, oh shit, what heinous crime did Dana commit? And then you find out what she did, and it's like, oh, that's not that bad at all.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. See, I never watch the like next week on because they're not a part of our episodes, and so I don't typically rewatch.
I don't either.
For like the next week on. That's like unless it pops up on my Instagram. So I haven't seen the wow.
I don't watch them either because I'm so scared I'm gonna get spoiled for something I really care about, and I'm gonna be like, what's the point? What's the point?
Louie had a photo of himself with a woman with his stuff. And like nobody knows anything about Louie's family. And they don't know who it is, and it's not Rita Moreno.
I just want to say it is so like thematically and storytelling wise like satisfying that Langdon was the one to discover that. Like
yeah.
Like thinking of the things that Louie and Langdon had in common with like addiction, and they had that big talk in the beginning of the season, and it's just like Langdon being like, fuck, he had a wife and kids. And I just see it as like in Langdon's head being like, fuck, I have a wife and kids.
And Louie asked about his wife and kids.
Everyone was talking about like, oh, the Mona silence is what got them. What got me was there's an emergency contact listed in Louie's file.
Oh, don't talk about that.
Langdon dials a number. He tries to give it to Whitaker to be like, do you want to make the call? You were his primary care doctor at this point. And he's like, no, you should. He doesn't want to. So Langdon makes the call. It's the charge nurse phone at this hospital. Dana answers. They were Louie's emergency contact.
Yeah.
What if I went insane?
They were his family.
It's not just like phoning the PTMC, it's phoning the charge nurse. Like,
yeah, it's like, how did he get that number? Someone at some point must have given it to him and been like, you ever need anything, you call us here.
Yeah.
probably
know?
Dana.
But you can
Oh.
also see Perla has come out of the room as this phone call is happening, and she clocks what's happening as she walks up to Dana. And it's just so devastating. And Dana says, you know, social work is going to do what they normally do and try to find a family. But, God, yeah, that's just devastating. And then Perla says that she finds some comfort in knowing that Louie died there with them and not out on the streets. And oh God. So the ASL interpreter has to leave Harlow. She's got to go to labor and delivery.
I have to admit, I did not recognize this woman when she first showed up and was like, I have to go to labor and delivery. I was like, who is this? Where did this woman come from? Because I like there's so many different things going on, and I think this just emphasizes like how crazy of a shift this is for them. Like I feel like there's so many storylines that, because like we haven't seen the baby in several episodes either.
Baby Jane Doe.
Yeah, like, that was really
Baby
good.
Jane Doe.
Thank you. I've been saying it all week.
There's like so many things that are just sort of up in the air right now that like this person walked up and I was like, oh my God, I should know who this is, and I don't. And then I was able to like put the pieces together, but like initially there was this panic that I was like, I don't know who this is.
But we find out the princess knows ASL,
To some extent, she's a little rusty on it.
which I love. And then Emma's like, oh, I speak French, which is totally random. Like, why? Anyway.
I found this very interesting. And I want to know if there's like a statistic on like, you know, nurses specifically taking up more than one language, because my mom was an L&D nurse for almost 30 years, and she took up enough Spanish to communicate and understand like with her patients through labor and delivery.
You have to take a language in nursing school. I think at least one course.
But
Yeah.
like continuing to take up more languages as like the longer you're in healthcare. Like I'm so curious to know the statistics of like how many languages does the average nurse know and decide to pick up like after nursing school and after yeah. Cuz like the way that they all were like, you know, the princess was like, yeah, I know like what, like 5 or 6 languages, and then Emma's like, I know French. That does seem really cutesy and random, but I feel like this being the nurse-centered episode, like I feel like there has to be something there. So I'd love to hear from like nurses to know. Like this doesn't seem anecdotal. It seems like
Now, if
purposeful.
she had been like, oh, I'm from New Orleans. Oh, yeah, I know French. I'd have been like, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. You know, like Creole or something, but no. But Emma's like, oh, I speak French. And Dana goes, okay, it's not a contest. And I laughed out loud. I loved it. Dana's like, okay, fuck you guys. They start speaking French, and then Dana's like, all right, no shit talking. Like, I get enough of that already
It's too late.
in Tagalog. So
When she said that, I was like, no, it's too late. Welcome to the gossip ring, Emma. Like she's in.
She's in.
They sent her the party full.
Absolutely, they did. Okay, question. Was anyone else taught how to like finger spell in elementary school, or was it just me? Like ASL finger spelling? Yeah, because for some reason in 4th grade they taught so I know why I was taught ASL is because I tested out of spelling tests, which like if you know me, if you've ever read anything I've ever written, that's like, what? I'm not a good speller. I don't know how I tested out of spelling tests, but I did. I got 100 on enough of them that they were like, okay, so you're gonna take ASL now. And they taught me how to finger spell. And to this day, it is still like a stem that I do sometimes where I just like start spelling things with my fingers. So I want to shout out my 4th grade teacher for that one, because I could spell things out for Harlow. It wouldn't be very fast, but I could like spell words.
Put her in, coach. Put her in.
Put me in. We will not be speaking very fast at each other, but I could spell things to her.
Mal will do her best, and I will fire Ogilvy. Hire us.
yeah, so the Ivory Tower sent donuts down, which is basically a pizza party. Like, oh my God, we love you guys so much. Thank you for all your hard work, for getting punched on the job and coming back. Here's a donut.
Yeah.
And it's like, as if they even really have time to stop and eat a donut.
Listen, I am not immune to the like workplace little treat. My boss got us all chocolate croissants the other day, and it was like the best fucking chocolate croissant I've ever had outside of Europe. And I was like, all my problems are fixed. They're not, by the way, but like I'm sorry, my life is really great and I have lots of cool things going on.
I'm so smart, and it was
In-
the best pastry I've ever had, except for when I was in Europe. And then
When I was in art school, our version of that was they'd bring us Portos. I don't know if you guys have had that, but it's a serious LA thing. There's a line wrapped around the door. I've never gone because I'm afraid, but they brought us Portos. It was delicious, and it briefly made me forget how expensive that school was. So I'm not immune to the little treat, but I understand the gravity of it in this episode.
When things are bad, the little treat is like kind of an extra slap in the face because it's like, okay, you did this instead of actually fixing the things that are bad.
Seriously, the amount of money spent to bring in all this food. You could have, like they said, it could have gone to paying them better.
I want to flex my job a little bit because they treat us very nicely. I'm looking forward to the summer because they have an annual barbecue that they throw for the employees where we get to like sit in a park for like 4 hours during the work shift and like eat hamburgers and stuff. They're shitty hamburgers, mind you. They're like low tier, like whatever hamburgers they got from Costco or whatever, but still they're free and they're.
But you're on the clock.
Yeah, I'm on the clock. I'm getting paid to eat these shitty hamburgers. Let's go, boys.
Let's do it.
Dana is talking mad shit. I mean, it's all very true. She's like, they could have hired security. They could pay us better, whatever. Like, but no, let's send donuts, right? And so Robbie enters the frame and says, "Want me to get you one?" She says, "Of course I do, but I'm not taking admin's blood pastries." And then Donnie walks by with a donut. And she goes, "Oh, A2 Donnie?" I lost it. She's so funny. I could not stand it. Oh my God.
Someone needs to make a what each character from the pit eats, like what's their preferred donut. And I just want Robbie to be like pink frosted sprinkle donut.
No, he's giving like one of those like really dry like cake donuts. And you're like, how are you eating this, Grandpa?
Listen, not too much on cake donuts. I love a Dunkin' blueberry cake donut. So good.
Oh, you're on to something with the blueberries. All right. I yield my time.
We have the motorcycle accident coming in. He was on a motorcycle pyramid, which like my brain doesn't understand how that works. I didn't Google a photo because
You don't know how a motorcycle pyramid works? It's when they like stand on the
sorry,
motorcycles.
Miss, I don't know how betting works. You're giving me shit for not understanding motorcycle pyramid?
That makes Mal cool as fuck, actually. Mal goes, "You don't know how a motorcycle pyramid works?"
Fuck off.
It's when they like stand on the motorcycle and then stand on each other's shoulders and then like stack up and drive the motorcycle.
Here's the thing, it looks silly and like obviously you get hurt if you fuck up like this guy did, but it requires so much like flexibility, core strength,
Holy shit.
balance. It is fucking insane. I've seen a couple of them at like state fairs or whatever.
Like picture in cheerleading when they like stack up, but they're on motorcycles on the bottom. That's what it is.
So Brandon Lee is 52. He fell off.
Yeah, looking at it, this is a thing that like, yeah, I can see how you would fall off.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. So Santos and Whitaker are going to join this trauma. Robbie does mention that Santos has been ducking traumas all day long, which is interesting considering last season she couldn't get enough of them. And now she's just like escaping and running away. This is not a good episode for her.
Yeah, perhaps I don't understand the gravity of this issue, but it feels like we have a lot of doctors on this injury on this man who is like relatively stable. Like I understand there being all these people initially, but like I feel like all these doctors stay with this guy for such a long time.
To be fair, 2 of them are just students.
That's true.
There's that. Yeah, I definitely think like I have been very forgiving of Santos this season. I've like kind of turned my opinion a little bit of her. But this is a bad episode for her. Like this kind of like
for her.
this knocked down the motorcycle pyramid of the trust and respect that I was gaining for her. Like, sorry, this is not a good episode for her. So Whitaker is having this moment about Louie and talking about how sometimes it's even harder because there was nothing he could have done to save Louie, which I like that he understands that there was nothing he could have done. But Santos is sitting in the room with him and she's like yawning and like, and I'm like,
yeah, what's with her? Why is she so tired? Marathon lesbian sex last night?
Ayo. The sleepiness, I don't know, I guess that seemed like classic Trinity Santos. My good friend Trinity Santos, I will say. But like, yeah, I don't know, because there's also this like question mark roommate drama thing, right? So it's not to say that that's okay, that gives her the okay to not listen to Whittaker.
Yeah, because it's not going to help your roommate drama to not listen to
No.
him when he's kind of bearing his soul here.
I also feel like she doesn't give a shit about the roommate drama, whatever it is. So
I need some more information here. Like, they keep giving me like glimpses of this drama, and I'm like, what is happening? What's going on?
like, because he seems very earnest and like, what did I do, Trinity? And she's like, leave me alone.
Can I say our friend Erin Hattemer sent us a fanfic last night that was a crossover of the Pitt and Heated Rivalry. And by the way, absolutely diabolical thing to do, to send your friends a fanfic that has one fucking chapter. The fuck is wrong with you?
Well, it's just a one shot, or is it not complete?
No, it's, like,
it's
not
literally
complete.
just chapter 1, and I'm like, the fuck. So there's no
can't commit
Heated
to that.
Rivalry characters being introduced yet, and I'm like, ugh. And then also I was like, this is fine. I'm okay. Yeah, I'm vibing with this. And then I realized it was a fucking Huckle Robbie fic, and I was like, bleh.
Can I say one thing? I'm not a Huckle Robbie, but have you seen the art that they make?
They make some good art.
No,
they
not
really
not
do.
like don't let your brain go in the gutter.
That's not, my brain was not going in the gutter. No, I'm like talking about the totally like G and PG rated Huckle Robbie art. Like, these people are artists.
There's that one that like Whittaker is like pushed by a gurney into Robbie and like presses him against the wall by accident. Like, that's
yes,
cute.
I've seen that one.
No, have you seen the one that looks like a biblical painting out of the Bible?
No. Ooh.
I'm sending it in the group chat. Have you not seen this?
Oh my god, what the fuck?
Yes, it looks like it was commissioned by like a 15th century English fucking king.
Oh
It's
my
like,
god.
yeah, go ahead, zoom in on it. But like, and it's not
with the animals from Pete's.
yes. And you know,
As if he has the upper body strength to hold.
well, as you can see, they're sitting, but like,
He's still holding dead weight.
I don't know if this. Yeah, no. I don't know if this is like. Anyway, we should move on. But that's just the one thing I want to say is Huckle Robbies create fan art that.
It's unfortunate that they're sick in the head. Anyway,
don't say that about my good friends in the Huckle Robbie Nation. Anyway.
So Dana comes in and tells Santos and Whittaker that Robbie needs them in trauma, and Dana is there with Louie's body, and she has her own little moment with him, and she prays over him. She closes her eyes, and again, like they're like, oh, haha, funny jokes, and they were like, fuck, we got sad again.
This is a roller coaster of an episode, truly.
Emma comes in and she's never cleaned or seen a dead body, and Dana's like, you'll get used to it. And she's clearly done it a ton because of like the rapid fire way that she rolls through the process. And she explains, the social workers try to find any family, but if nobody claims them, they're cremated. They're held on to it for a little while and then buried in a mass grave with the other unclaimed bodies, which is really sad.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy to me because I never really considered what you would do. And I'm not even really somebody who is like super, because like I know some religions and whatever are very like, you can't do anything to the body after death, and that's why some religions are like against being an organ donor and whatever. I'm not even like that way, but I was kind of just like, yo, like those were people, and now they're just.
I think it's the term mass grave.
Mass grave, yes. It feels disrespectful.
And it's going back to what you said about like having Emma here as these are all the questions the audience has. We're asking them, we're getting them answered immediately, and every following question just gives just an answer that you're like, oh god.
Yeah.
But I think that Emma's going to be a fantastic nurse.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
She's clearly incredibly empathetic.
Yeah.
And I think that she's going to be great. I honestly, like this moment, I was like, she's going to do good. She'll be good.
I can see like in a much later season, like being a charge nurse is like a lot, and Emma has a lot to learn, but I can just imagine like, 5 seasons from now, like Dana's like, I'm ready to go. And Emma's like, I got this. Don't worry. Like, oh, like handing her the reins. Oh, I love Emma.
They move Louie's body and he moans, which terrifies Emma because she's like, oh my god, is he still alive? But no, the truth is that dead bodies can like moan or groan when they're moved because there's trapped air escaping, which honestly just sounds terrifying. They can also like move
Yes.
on their own. Absolutely terrifying.
The body eventually goes stiff and you might like move in weird ways because of rigor mortis.
Mm-hmm.
We are back with Motorcycle Man, Mr. Lee, and he and Robbie are bonding over motorcycles, but the energy that Robbie is giving me is like, I'm in the early stages of an obsession and I desperately want you to know how quote unquote much I know. Like, I'm just like, oh, okay, list every fucking nickname for this motorcycle, Robbie. Oh, you're so in the know, Robbie. Like,
He knows so much about motorcycles and he's making a motorcycle friend. Good for him.
Like, okay, this is like what we were talking about, the red herring thing earlier with the motorcycles. My note here. I know Robbie is actively suicidal, but what if the motorcycle has nothing to do with it and he just has a special interest in motorcycles?
Robbie is autistic, confirmed.
Like, glass half full. Like, there's something horrible that's going to happen, but right now it's like, maybe he just really likes motorcycles, guys. Like, maybe we have nothing to worry about. Maybe it's not, maybe he just really likes motorcycles.
And every time we talk about Robbie being suicidal, I think of the scene with him and Abbott on the roof where he's like, it's rude as hell to jump on my shift. And I'm just like so worried that something is going to happen as soon as he gets off this shift and it's going to be Abbott's shift and we're going to get some sort of like rude for you to do this on my shift situation. Like, that is my fear. That is my fear.
Robbie's gonna walk outside and he's gonna get hit with a motorcycle.
The motorcycle pyramid drives by and just takes him out.
I've seen people be like, oh no, Robbie will get on his motorcycle, he'll be fine, and then all of a sudden like a bear will come out of the woods and attack him.
No, it's Dana. Dana comes out and beats him over the head.
Dana comes out with a gun.
Dana with a steel chair, by God.
Dana, what have you got there? Is that a donut? No, it's a gun. So we're going through airway, breathing, and circulation, A, B, C. We also have D for disability and E for exposure, which means strip and flip. But I will say a lot of like, I think the public, we all kind of have like a baseline understanding of different things like ABCs, right? And then so airway, breathing, and circulation. But then we were just talking to a friend of ours who's a trauma therapist, and she was talking about fight or flight. And like, we all know fight or flight. And then we all also know fight, flight, freeze, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then she, as someone who is literally currently a trauma therapist, instead of saying that, she said fight, flight, freeze, fawn, or flop. And I was like, oh my God, they keep adding F's.
There's more.
Like, it's always so much more complicated than the general public learns it to be. And so I thought the little insight of like, yes, this is the basics, but there's more. I appreciate it. I like that.
It's I watch 15 hours of the Pit and now I'm a doctor. If you've seen that one. That's how I feel when they start teaching us shit.
Santos has a little like teehee moment when her girl crush walks into the room. I shouldn't even say girl crush, when her crush walks into the room.
Let's go, lesbians! Let's go!
No, listen, and some people are still not going to get it because I still see people commenting on things being like, wait, Santos and Garcia are together? And I'm like, okay, you are not forged in the trenches of like queer baiting of the 2000s, because I was here looking at subtext that like didn't exist between two characters, and now they're like, this is subtext that exists and people are not getting it. Like, why were you not in the trenches of tumblr.com in the year 2012?
Or what was that show with the mech and the lions that they queer baited?
Voltron.
Listen, I never watched it, but I saw the day that all that queer baiting, how could they, like, went down on Tumblr. And ever since that, I've been like, I will never get my hopes up, because the way that, the queer baiting goes crazy. But Garsantos,
this is not baiting. This is happening.
It's not baiting. We are catching many a fish.
So Nurse Jessie is with Gus, the inmate, and they're chatting. And Gus is talking about how he's hungry, but they're telling him he's going to be on a liquid diet for the next few weeks because he can't chew. And Mel, Mohan, and Dr. Al come in. Watch closely. Mel nearly gets hit by the door as it closes.
Oh, I did not.
Nearly closes on her. It's so funny. I swear. Dr. Al has the worst habit of hitting people with doors at this point.
It was cool when it was a cop, but when you hit Mel, Twitter's gonna get real mad at you for that one.
Mel offers Gus Ensure. Basically, it's like a calorie-rich drink, right? I have so much of it in my fridge. As someone who got braces a few months ago, I lived off of that stuff for like a week. I could not get enough of it. I was so hungry and I just did not want to chew. So I drank that all day, every day.
Much love to Ensure for people who, like in Gus's case, can't chew, or for people who have like dietary restrictions or like a bunch of other medical complications. Shout out to Ensure, but I've never fucking touched an Ensure in my entire life.
Me neither.
I've been curious. It looks like Danimals, but for adults.
It's not like that.
It's not.
It's
really
like,
not.
no, it's like the consistency of like chocolate milk.
Ooh, I like chocolate milk.
I would argue Danimals is also for adults. When will we
you're
find
right.
out who won that cruise with Cole and Dylan Sprouse? When will we ever find that out?
Me and Mal are on the case. I'll fire someone and Mal will finger spell. We've got this.
Exactly. You get it.
So Dr. Al is clearly worried about how this man is being treated. And like, again, I just like this for her. I mean,
I'm also worried about how this man is being treated. It like when those stitches were ripping through the skin, like that's that's not good. That's not normal.
The general consensus about like prisoners and stuff is like, fuck them. They did what they did. They deserve what they get. But it's like, it is the state's responsibility to care for these people, though. Like, you don't just get to throw them in prison and then just like, all right, you know?
I don't know if that's the general consensus. I mean, I like to think that most decent people are like, hey, those are people and should receive at least basic human rights outside of the like incarceration of it all. But
I fear that it is not, it is more common for people to be like, they're prisoners. Who cares if they're not comfortable? They're not supposed to be comfortable. We are back to Mr. Lee, and they are looking at his knee, Mr. Lee's knee, and it is rough.
Oh, yeah.
Rough. And they're going to take him to CT. And so they all walk out. My note here just says, gay.
I sent y'all a meme that was just Wario looking down. And it's like, when you get Garcia Santos super canon confirmed, but it's in the same episode that Louie died, so we won, but at what cost?
Oh my god, I can't believe the gays killed Louie.
Oh no, that's the gay agenda.
Oh my god, no, it's the bury your gays curse. If you can't bury your gays, you have to bury someone else.
Oh no.
Maybe Louie was queer in some fashion. We just know there was a woman at some point. We don't know.
Mr. Digby is his lover.
So Santos asks Garcia if she's still coming over, and Garcia says she's gonna have to take a rain check. This is the worst thing that could have happened to me.
Situationship detected. Situationship. You know what's going on.
I thought they were girlfriends. I thought they were in love. What do you mean she's not coming over?
So did Santos. Santos thought they were girlfriends and in love. That's why this hurts.
Santos just wants her to come over. She wants to make her a tuna melt. She wants to call her by her first name instead of her last name. And the person who commented and said, keep your heated rivalry psychosis off of Maine, is gonna hate that. Anyway, that review did give me a giggle. Because also, like,
It's my podcast. I'll do what the fuck I want to. And
you
also,
don't have to listen to the heated rivalry episodes if you don't want to. I mean, I know I sprinkle a little bit in, and that's my bad. But also, like,
you have free will, bestie.
we
don't
also
have
sprinkle
to
a
listen
little bit
to
of
that.
PITT into the heated rivalry stuff. Like, it's fine.
Santos is inviting Garcia over because she's like, oh, Whitaker won't be within hearing range. He won't be there because he's going to be playing Farm Boy this weekend.
And Robbie hears it too. Like, they're both clocking it.
Okay, but also, like, he does deserve a little bit to be made fun of for that, I think, because it's kind of a weird choice that he's making with this widow.
But it's mean-spirited.
Yeah. What's wrong with picking up after the chickens? Her husband's dead.
I mean, yeah, her husband's dead, but everyone's clearly making the jokes, and I'm sure it'll be revealed in some capacity.
I swear to God, that boy is not straight. I swear to God.
He's just doing a little egg collecting.
Girl, listen, are we looking at the same? Like, I know.
Like, there was one, I think when Santos was trying to make jokes of like, oh, you're sleeping with the widow, he did pull a face and everyone was like,
gay.
Exactly. I'm like, since the beginning, I've been like, that boy there's no way.
I'm adding Whitaker It Comes Out as part of my bingo board for season 2.
Not in this season 3, like maybe.
I was gonna say, are you saying that Whitaker is the Shane Hollander of the PITT?
A little autistic?
who the fuck is
No
Ilya? Are we
one.
saying Ilya is Robbie?
No.
I'm saying that, you know what? I'll be brave.
No.
I'll say that.
Trinity Santos is Ilya Rosanov, okay? I will die.
They're not fucking!
I know they're not fucking.
Hold, it's just not that just because someone has a sexuality means they're gonna find a mate.
Yeah, that's true. I have a sexuality and I don't have a mate.
Exactly. No, actually, no. But point is, it's just like I ranted about this on my Instagram story. It's like, what do you mean you're from Broken Bow, Nebraska? You have how many 6-7 brothers? You began as a theology. Yeah, hit it. Yeah, hit that shit. That's why I said it. You started as a theology major, then you became a med student.
How broken is that, Bo boy?
And that's what I'm saying. And then he's like homeless, and it's like, so did you have crushing dad as a theology major, or only when you became?
I need to start out with the fact that I am homeless.
And like,
I am also gay.
But like also,
Wait,
he's like, I like to. Whitaker's like, oh, it reminds me of home.
Perfect.
Go home. Maybe I'm insane. And I'm just like, I just need to know more about Whitaker's backstory, because like, what do you mean? I don't believe he's fucking that woman. I'm sorry. And if he is, I'm sorry. The face he pulled, I don't believe he's fucking that woman.
Oh my god. I think that the face is because he, again, was a theology major, and so for him, that just was really crude.
Okay.
And so he's like, oh, why would you talk about it like that?
And maybe this is an area that we're getting queer baited in, just to bring it back to queer baiting.
If it is, consider me baited, because I'm like, there's like no one there. Personally, I'm not shipping him with anyone. I'm just like, there has to
Consider this queer baited.
Just like, where did he come from? Where did he come from? Why? What do you mean you're from Broken Bow, Nebraska?
So, okay, I'm sorry. I'm just starting to hate Santos again. For like, come
For
on,
this?
you're being so.
Girl.
She doesn't get to fuck her woman. What?
So she gets to she doesn't know that yet. She's being a bitch about Whitaker, and like,
I don't care about her bringing up Whitaker's farm fantasy situation, because I think that's weird.
I don't want to hear your opinion. You forgive everything she does.
I mean, no,
You're like, I forgive her for the fact that she threatened to kill a man, because I think, given the circumstances...
No. There is one thing in this episode that I cannot defend her for, and we will get to it, but this I can. Also, is this the first time we have seen Garcia and Santos together this season?
Yes, isn't it?
Wow.
In the same room? Yes.
Wow, and it went like that.
Yes, I felt like a Nat Geo photographer, and I'm like, oh my god, they're here.
So sorry, not to talk more about Santos and Garcia, but it feels on brand. It feels like Garcia has been the one to bring it up. Like, she said that Ogilvy reminded her of someone that she knows very well. She brought up like the toothbrush thing.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like
mad.
it's coming from her. So like, obviously it's not that like she's not invested in this.
Do you think, like, the beef is Garcia and Whitaker? And then Santos is like, please just come over, please?
Maybe they have beef.
We find out that Langdon's waitress patient is going to be having her leg amputated above the knee, which is awful. Like, she's not going back to work tomorrow. It won't be tomorrow. Maybe the day after, but definitely not tomorrow.
For the most part, from what I understand about leg amputations, they try really desperately to cut below the knee for prosthetic reasons, for a bunch of like healing reasons. There's like a bunch of reasons to go into that. So the fact that they can't and they have to do an above the knee amputation, oof, it spread badly.
Yeah, this is bad.
It sucks.
Mm-hmm. So Robbie is asking Whitaker about Louie, have you heard about him? Are you okay? Blah, blah, blah. And he double fist bumps him again, which is something that he used to do with Langdon.
Mm-hmm.
So again, Whitaker's taking Langdon's spot. And I'm like, okay, he's not hot enough to take Langdon's spot. Thank you very much.
Did you not see his cute little curls this season?
Yeah, he looks much cuter this season.
No, he's been eaten.
Are we not, he's eating, and are we not appreciating the fuck-ass mullet?
The fuck-ass mullet!
Exactly.
So Dana finds Langdon in the break room. He's sitting there with the photo of Louie, and she's like comforting Langdon about his patients and basically saying, yeah, everything that's gone wrong has not been anything you could have done anything about. Like, sorry about it, kid.
I also, once again, am obsessed with her beef with these donuts, because there's a little sign that's like, thanks for showing your PTMC team spirit, with like a little donut, and she like pulls it down and is like, meh.
Literally right above his head. She confirms that Doug Driscoll did get arrested, but that Dana didn't press charges. So I just want to remind everyone listening I understand there are a lot of personal reasons for decisions like that. However, when you are making these decisions, please also consider the fact that if you don't press charges, you open up there's another opportunity for them to do it to someone else, right? So if you don't do it for yourself, do it for someone else, you know?
Do it for the next victim.
Yeah. I think about maybe this has happened so much for Dana that she's just like, what's the point? And, that's a day I have to take off work. And it, like,
Well, at that time though, she was not coming back.
true. But
So,
just, yeah.
we find out that Abby did not leave Langdon. They are still married.
I think we have to mention we got the funniest comment on one of our episodes today about Langdon and Abby, which incredibly funny. Geo said, "What if Abby divorced Langdon because he didn't have time to pick up salmon that night?" with like a broken heart emoji.
It wasn't the drugs. It was like she did stay with me through that, but unfortunately, the salmon was the last fucking straw.
I just thought that was very funny on the day that we like sat down to record this episode in which we get confirmation that his wife did not leave him. Like
we got that comment like right before we sat down to record.
Can I just say though, like, I have a question.
Mm?
If Abby stayed and they're still together, why in the first episode did the camera focus on him not wearing his wedding ring?
It didn't. It was looking at
didn't?
the papers in his hand. No,
No,
it
at
was
the
looking
locker.
at like the yes.
At the lockers.
At the locker. Yeah. He's looking at the papers in his hand about the locker with the locker combination. And it's like, welcome to your first day at PTMC.
I think it might be just a case of like one of the few rare instances where they made a continuity error.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because he's wearing it in the waiting room and then he's wearing it when he walks up to the nurse's station. So
Got it. All right.
But Langdon wants to make amends with Dana. I love this scene. It's like a mirror image of their conversation from the finale last year where he's, you got to go to bat for me. You got to stand up for me. You got to help me. And here he's saying, I'm sorry for that. I lied to you. I shouldn't have lied to you. And I do wish that she had like heard him out a little bit more. She seemed to be very quick to be like, it's fine. It's whatever. Like, it's okay. And I understand that he took that apology and that, they're all good. But to me, I was like, allow him the space to apologize to you,
Yeah.
Not that she has to, not that she owes him anything, but I'm like, if you love him, like you say you do, allow him the space to make these amends that he needs to make and hear him out,
Yeah. Dana, just this episode is just so tired and emotionally just like, ugh.
She's
like,
killing it, but yeah.
It's killing her. Yeah.
Yeah. Langdon's new patient is named Rocky. He was in a hot dog eating competition, and he says he ate 351 hot dogs, and I was like, he what? And then he clarifies it was 36. And I was like, thank God. Oh my God.
And I just have to say, American hero, Joey Chestnut, the hot dog eating contest guy. I love this dude. I think he's insane. His record is apparently 83 hot dogs in 10 minutes in some like live stream thing, but like his best competition performance at the like Nathan's hot dog eating contest that happens in New York City was 76 hot dogs in 10 minutes. And that's a lot of hot dogs. And every time he puts up some like wild numbers, I'm like, this man is a hero. This is the reason we should celebrate 4th of July. It's all about how many hot dogs can Joey Chestnut eat. I'm a big fan.
Oh, that's why there was a hot dog eating contest. Okay.
I love me a good hot dog. I do not think I could sit down and eat more than like 4 or 5. Like at a barbecue, you give me like 4 hot dogs, I'm good for the day.
I want to enjoy the hot dog. Like, I don't think I could eat that many hot dogs and ever enjoy a hot dog again. I don't think Rocky is ever going to eat another hot dog.
My thing in Langdon's not going to eat a hot dog ever again. My thing is that with hot dog eating competitions, the part that icks me out so much is that it's like a competitive strategy to dip your hot dog in water so like the bread breaks down.
Yeah, so that you can swallow it easier.
You're not even enjoying your hot dog.
Yeah. Now you're having soggy hot dog? That's disgusting. And you can't have it with a little bit of relish and ketchup? No.
Can I say, as we're saying hot dog over and over, it's a tiny thing.
Hot dog.
It like really only matters to me. I found out recently that Patrick Ball is from North Carolina, and I'm also from North Carolina. And learning that fun fact was like, cool. Because like he doesn't, in my opinion, have like a discernible accent. But when the way he said
I hear it.
Okay, the way he said hot dog in this, I was like, holy shit. He is from North Carolina. Because he doesn't sound like Rhett and Link, but the way he said $350 hot dog. I went, oh my God.
Hot dog.
I went, oh my God. He knows what Bojangles is.
I don't know. I just think there's something so American about a hot dog eating contest. Like, we're gonna eat as much as we can and not even enjoy it. Like, the hell?
I don't know if anybody else listens to the Basement Yard, but they do call summer they do call summer dog sucking season. It's hot dog season, it's summertime, so dog sucking season is summer.
No more, please.
I hate vomit, by the way. God, and this just made it so much worse. Ugh. Anyway, we're gonna move on. Dr. Al wants to admit Gus. We have this like minor interruption at the door where someone's yelling for security and someone's trying
And
to
they
come
get
in.
no resolution.
And then they all stop and look, and then they go back to their conversation. And I was like, what? Pardon me, excuse me, I have a question. What was that?
What just happened there?
What was that?
Was that just supposed to tell us that, like, these sort of things are normal? Is this something we're going to see more of later? Like, I have questions.
I have questions. So Dr. Al is kind of like putting her foot down with Robbie. She's like, I want to admit this man. You are being a brick wall. We are equals. I want to admit this man. And Robbie finally is like, I'll call the prison and see what they're working with medically, right? So Dr. Jefferson wants to talk to Dr. Al about Jackson Davis. We find out that he's been hearing voices and having auditory hallucinations for months. So we have the answer as to why security was called, but I still think, and like we know he's he's a law student. We know why security was called, is he was upset with these voices, but I still think that him citing statutes on hate crimes is significant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And, well, because I'm also thinking, like, this is obviously a young Black man experiencing a mental health crisis. And it's kind of like, was he dangerous? Or did this security guard assume that he was dangerous because he was upset and because he was Black?
I'm also on the wavelength of, I think it was, brutality from this stupid security guard, plus, actual like mental health crisis. Like, I think the age group for schizophrenia onset is like for males, like he's in that age range. And so I fear it's like a both thing, because that's a huge problem. Like, if you're in a mental health crisis, sometimes calling 911 makes it worse.
I knew someone as a child who her mother called for a mental health crisis response. I think this was 4 or 5 years ago, and she's a trans woman. And rather than the mental health crisis team, the sheriff's deputies showed up first, tased her 3 times, and then shot and killed her in front of her mother before the mental health crisis response could even arrive to help. So, yeah, I feel very strongly about that, and I also feel very grateful that this fucking security guard didn't have a gun.
Yeah.
Right.
And that all he had was a taser, right? Like, God.
Yep.
On a lighter note, Dr. Jefferson's iPad is not in a case, and it makes me anxious.
PITT details, I did not see that.
He's raw dogging his iPad. Like, why?
Back to the dogs.
He's giving Jackson a break, and then he's going to come back later. Roxy's husband and Lena are back. Roxy clearly wants to stay in the hospital, and I kind of get it. Like, her husband, it's a little overpowering in that it's just like my job is to take care of you, and it's all I'm doing now. And it's like, oh my God, but like I have no bodily autonomy anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, now I can't even get up and shower on my own. I can't go to the bathroom on my own. I can't do anything by myself, right? And like, that's overwhelming.
And I'm very much like, it must suck to die in a hospital. Yes, I understand the desire to like be at home in your own space, but the fact that they were talking about like having to buy all these things, like a hospital bed and a wheelchair, like that was making me anxious. Because I was like we talked last time, I think, about like, now you have all these things, and then she dies, and now you have all these things. Like,
and your children are 15 and 9 and 15, and they're watching their home turn into a hospital, basically.
Right.
And like, what does that do to them to know that their mother died in their house? So I think that I like the fact that she's like, I would rather die here in the hospital. I get that. I respect that. I know that she knows she still has a family that has to live in that home, And
it's also like, how many times, is something like this going to happen where she has to take an ambulance to the hospital and it's a whole big thing, because like that can't be comfortable. Like, if it was me, I would want to just stay in one place. And since I'm already here at the hospital, because she also, like, she has to take an ambulance back home.
Yeah.
Like, it's an ambulance ride to go anywhere. Like, it's an ordeal. And so I'm like, I get it. I feel for her. I think she's making the right call.
So she tells her husband to go ahead and go home and like get it ready for her, and that she's going to come separately in the ambulance, and Lena is going to stay with her. And now Donnie and Emma are with the patient who thinks that he has a blood clot, and he's kind of freaking out. And they're like, yeah, but you're on medication that would prevent that. And Dr. Mohan interrupts, and she's familiar with him, and she says he comes in every month for a test called a D-dimer, which I Googled. It's a blood test that can help you tell if you're at risk of clotting, right? It like looks for certain proteins in your blood that are associated with blood clotting. So basically, she's saying we just do it to comfort him because, you know, it helps him calm down.
I do appreciate that, like, she does sort of undermine Donnie here by coming in and being like, oh, we've got you, whatever. Because he even says, he's like, hey, you know, like, I can handle this now. And she's like, yeah, you know, but I know what's up. And then I appreciate that she makes the effort to like tell Emma, like, stick with Donnie, you'll learn a lot. Like, he's a great nurse. And I did appreciate that, because it was a little bit like icky the way she slid in there, which like wasn't wrong of her, but also it like felt, you know, yeah.
So Princess comes to see Harlow, the deaf patient, and she explains that her signing isn't great, but they're waiting on an interpreter. And Santos comes in, and she says to fill her in. And IT is supposed to be bringing this virtual interpreter down, which is what we saw in season 1 with Minu. Santos starts asking questions, Harlow starts answering, but Princess can't translate much of it because she's moving really quickly and she's kind of not picking up on it. And then Santos gets annoyed and leaves, which pisses me off because she doesn't say goodbye, she doesn't acknowledge her, she doesn't say hi Harlow, nothing. And then she treats the fact that this woman doesn't speak the same language as she does, or doesn't communicate with the same language that she does, as a burden on her. And I'm like, bitch, I'm coming for you. This made me so angry.
Yeah, this is the thing I can't defend her on. I mean, like, I get that you're busy, but that does not excuse being a bitch right now, because it would take 2 extra seconds for you to be like, hey, I'm so sorry, this isn't working, we're gonna have to wait for a translator, so sorry. Like,
yeah. And they had like, you know, an explanation of how this should be corrected and how it should go with Donnie in like an episode ago or something, or episode or 2 ago. So it's like, you know, there's the very stark difference in treatment there. Did not make my heart happy to see. My good friend Trini Santos, I need you to shape up.
She does at least address Harlow directly, and she doesn't look at Princess, which I feel like, you know, knowing Princess, I would want to look at the person that I know more than the stranger. So like, she does get a point from me for that, at least. But
the leaving so suddenly is
the dismissal is just, I need to know more of what she's got going on. What's up with her?
Not as an excuse, I just need to know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, because I'm like, she is not with it. Like, she hasn't really been her cocky self this season, and I don't think it's because of personal growth. Like, something's going on.
I am so tired of hearing about Dr. Robbie's fucking trip.
Ugh.
I don't care about it anymore.
You and me both.
Just clock out. I don't give a fuck. Leave.
Go. Go then.
Get out of here.
Like, he is giving me talking about heated rivalry. He won't shut up about it. He tells everybody about it.
That's what I'm saying. Special interest.
But like, it's annoying when it's a white guy being like, guys, have you heard about my trip that I talked about for the past 5 hours numerous times? Hey guys, my trip that I'm going on. Did you know I'm going on my sabbatical? I'm going on a motorcycle trip. Did you go? You know, it kind of gets to that point.
Guys, did you hear about my motorcycle trip? Did you know?
Do you know about the pyramid?
No, it's a solo motorcycle trip. It's a one-man pyramid.
Guys, did you know that I'm gonna drive 2,000 miles to Alberta myself? Hell yeah, with several stops along the way.
Hey guys, did you know that I'm gonna kill myself? Because that's also what he's saying. Like,
oh my god. So Santos comes into the trauma room and she apologizes for being late. She says she got stuck with a patient. And my note here was, really? Because you were there for less than a fucking minute.
yeah.
And they're talking about the treatment plan for the knee and everything they're going to do for the knee. And Nurse Kim just like breezes through like a
Mhm.
ghost whispering the answers, and just like lists everything they're gonna need to do this like test on his knee. And I'm like, oh, okay. We're watching this and going, okay, again, this is the nurses episode. 100% the nurses run it. So Rocky's feeling better, but he wants a sip of water, and he has one, and then immediately vomits again, which is exactly why they're restricting that, because anything that you take in can irritate your stomach because your stomach is already irritated. So immediately he throws up again. And I'm like, can you please stop showing it to me? I can see fingers in butts. Like, I can handle that. I know I bitched a lot, but please, the projectile vomiting, I can't.
Oh my god, we didn't get any butts this episode.
We did. We got Louie's
so
butt.
close to, no, we didn't get it.
I saw
really close.
I saw a little bit of cheek.
There's no crack.
Not crack. Listen, you don't need crack.
No crack, no tally. No crack, no tally.
That is fucking wild to say about a dead character. At least give the
No
man
crack, no tally.
the opportunity to hop on the PITT butt list.
At least Mog.
It's the last thing we can do for him.
Listeners, that's the poll. Should we add Louie to the butt tally?
I'll make that the fucking poll. Don't test me.
Please make that the poll.
How many on the pyramid?
How many butts do we need to get a pyramid going?
3 for a small pyramid, and then 6 for a medium size.
At the bottom of the pyramid, the old man.
Mr. Lee is taking photos of his knee, which is disgusting. Santos has disappeared again, and they're doing something called a fluorescein injection into the wound to see if he needs surgery.
This was so sick.
This was very cool.
This procedure was so sick.
It reminded me of the saline injection that Langdon did on the fight bite.
I would imagine it's the same thing.
Not quite. I Googled it because I was like, oh, is this like the same thing? And then it wasn't. And I was like, this is too complicated for me. So I dropped out of nursing school.
I went to art school. So I know a lot of muscles because we had anatomy, but in the shapes of the muscles and how to draw them and know their names.
Glutes.
Yeah, Maximus and Minimus, shaped like a butterfly.
Apparently most people who think that they have allergies to penicillin don't actually, which is
that feels like something we don't want to play around with. To me, like that was sort of wild. That they were just like, yeah.
No, they did a test that said he wasn't.
My favorite way to reply to my doctors or like whatever doctor I see, like, are you allergic to any medication? I'm like, none that I'm aware of.
Same.
I am, but I wonder now, because I was 5 years old when I had an allergic reaction. I had an allergic reaction to Finnegan when I was having open heart surgery. Now I wonder, like, if I'm actually allergic to Finnegan or if that was just a fluke because I was like stressed or something.
And because you were 5.
I don't know.
Is that Finnegan with a PH?
It's also called promethazine.
I see it. Mm-hmm. Sure is a picture of a pill on my Google image results.
It's usually used to treat nausea and allergic reactions.
Oh, God. And then you had allergic reaction to the anti-allergic reaction medicine? That's metal. You were 5?
Thank you. I also have chicken wire in my rib cage. So.
What the fuck?
Well, my sternum.
Jesus Christ.
Whitaker hits us with the always listen to nurses.
Amen. This is the nurse episode.
Yeah. And we have Emma and Dana. They're finishing up with cleaning Louie. And Dana says that they leave one hand out so that people can hold it if they want to.
Yeah.
We have this conversation with Lena, and she says something about the poop cruise. And like, Mal, you made a note that said that you know someone who was on the poop cruise. And then I was like, have we already talked about this on the pod? Because that rings a bell.
I don't think so.
Have you guys watched the poop cruise documentary?
I refuse. I'm scared.
I lived it through my friend's mom's Facebook posts back when it happened because she was on the boat and was posting about like what was going on the boat. And so when the documentary dropped, she's not in the documentary, but everybody was like posting about it and tagging her on Facebook because that's, you know, where older people do social media, because now she's like the poop cruise lady, and everyone was like, have you seen this? Are you in this? And I was like, oh, this is like the weirdest kind of thing to be famous within the community for.
Was she okay?
Yes, yeah, she was fine. So, and honestly, she's one of the like,
she had a really shitty time, but
she did have a really shitty time. I think she enjoyed having the story of it all, like when all was said and done. Like she did not have a good time when it happened, but like I think it's sort of a thing that you look back on and you're like, what the fuck? Like, you know?
We run into Ding, ding, ding. Camille was right. Loud and right. AI problems. I will stop saying that at some point. I'm so sorry. I will get over it at some point. But AI problems. Santos did not proofread her notes.
It's giving when people turn in like essays and stuff that still have the Chat GPT prompt like within them. And you're like, I can tell that you use Chat GPT. If you can't write an Instagram caption without using Chat GPT, you're a fucking idiot. And I stand by
Get a
that.
fucking grip. Yeah.
I'll stand with that too, because come on, one sentence. Doesn't even have to be a full sentence.
Hudson Williams, I'm in love with you. Oh my god.
Also, sometimes you don't even have to put a caption. You can just put hashtags or whatever. Like,
put some emojis. With Hudson Williams, I don't think people are going to read the caption. In this case, of course, though, they did.
I didn't know this happened until Camille just said it.
This patient's chart listed a history of appendicitis, which is wrong. It also said that the patient had a history of headaches, being followed by urology. Urology is urinary tracts and reproductive organs. Neurology is the brain. So I put in my notes, another headache? You must be taking the piss.
I love how she does blow up eventually because, Dr. Al-Hashimi is like, oh, well, AI dictation is 98% accurate. Blah, blah. She's like, I don't give a shit if you guys want to use robots down here. I need accurate medical charting to do my fucking job. And then she just leaves. And Robbie has to be like, sorry, it won't happen again.
Yeah. But this is not Dr. Al's fault. This is Santos's fault. But also, I another mark for me against Santos is the fact that they're like, hey, your notes are wrong. And she says, well, I was using the software that Dr. Al said to use. I'm like, no, you were. But she very clearly told you to proofread, and you didn't fucking proofread. So stop trying to throw her under the bus. She's throwing her under the bus because she knows that Dr. Robbie doesn't like Dr. Al.
This is kind of like the lesser version from last season where Dr. Abbott is like, if the patient needs it, give them an IO. And Whitaker just heard, give everyone an IO.
Well, Whitaker says, Dr. Robbie said to do it. And he goes, with the little... No, he didn't. Dr. Robbie didn't say that. And what was said was not fucking that. And then he goes, this is with the little fucking...
This is just the like lesser version of that where Santos is like, Dr. Al-Hashimi said to use the AI thing. No, she said use it and then fucking proofread it.
Well, look at this beautiful teaching hospital with these teaching moments.
Perla gives Santos a 5-hour energy.
Sorry, the way that the label is like perfectly facing towards the camera and like it's very clearly this is a 5-hour energy. I was like, ooh, okay, product placement.
On the tiny thing, on the topic of energy drinks, has Dana handed Langdon a single Red Bull? Can't help but notice.
Oh,
he's off the bowls.
Also, 5-hour energy is ass, by the way, like awful.
Perla gives Santos a 5-hour energy and she says, 6 hours to go. You got this.
LOL.
God fucking damn it, Perla.
No, I had the same reaction.
You ain't going home in 6 hours.
We've had so many fucking jinxes happen in this season so far. We had Dr. Shit at the beginning be like, oh yeah, no, we haven't had any explosion patients yet. We had Ogilvy say quiet. We're having Perla be like, oh, 6 hours to go. You got this. Like, there's so many fucking jinxes happening.
Yeah.
So we're back with Mr. Lee. Ogilvy is so fucking annoying. He's such a little kiss up. It pisses me off. By the way, I did want to point out for our listeners who don't work in medicine, the white gloves that they wear are sterile gloves. The blue gloves are not.
Oh.
So that's the difference between the gloves.
I did not know that.
So when the sterile gloves, they like unwrap them from packaging and they're individually wrapped. Those are sterile. The blue gloves are just like gloves they pull off out of the box on the wall. So Donnie is the king of wound closure.
Yes.
Mr. Lee is watching them do this like a freak, like Mal would.
Yeah, I would watch.
I look away when they draw my blood or else I will pass out.
Oh, I watch.
Stop saying it like that, you fucking freak.
I'm in the cuck chair watching them draw my blood.
She's taking notes.
People who don't listen to our heated rivalry episodes are not going to understand what you're talking about.
I can't believe you made it worse.
I love that Donnie is teaching because this is more like yay nurse stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so Donnie is now a nurse practitioner. And I just wanted to say, like, give nurse practitioners their due. Next time you go to a walk-in clinic, you're probably going to notice it's not actually a doctor you see a lot of the times there. APRN is an advanced practice registered nurse. They do a lot of treating patients at like walk-in clinics and things like that. So they're incredible. I just saw one yesterday. My own primary care provider is a physician assistant. So there are a ton of people who are not doctors who are out there saving lives and doing the work every day. So like, yes, kudos to the doctors, but also kudos to everybody else who does incredible work keeping us alive. Donnie has 2 tattoos. So he's got one on his left wrist, one on his right wrist. Left is death and chaos. Crazy. He got that after Pit Fest. And then on the right wrist, he got miracles and blessings after his daughter's birth.
So he was just walking around with death and chaos for a while.
That's what I took from that, honestly. I'm not going to lie.
I'd like to believe he got them together to like remind himself, like, no matter what, there will be death and chaos as well as miracles and blessings. I'd like to believe it's like a yin and yang thing.
I think he's just metal.
That's also it, because you know what? You know who doesn't have those tattoos? Dr. Michael Rabinovich.
We have another really cool camera shot as Dana and Emma are turning the gurney. The camera like follows Emma's shoulder, which I just thought was super cool. Emma asked Dana what the hardest part of the job is, and Dana says that it's thankless. And when Emma asks her why she keeps coming back, Dana doesn't answer the question. She just leaves. Does anybody have any thoughts on why that got to her?
I think because like that was her whole thing like last season. And I know she said to Langdon, she's like, didn't she lasted for a couple, she said to someone, she lasted for like a month and got bored.
Yeah.
Like, and also it's kind of just, you know, that was also the big question for Robbie and Abbott on the roof. That's the big question for everyone.
The bees protecting the hive.
Yeah, like Abbott said, I can't remember the exact quote, but it's like there's a reason that I keep showing up here, but I can't remember what it is now.
Yeah. I think that's like a question that weighs on everyone's hearts, whether they're new like Emma or they've been there and then come back like Dana.
Dr. Robbie has spoken with the prison. He says that they have a nurse practitioner and a physician assistant covering 16 hours at the prison, and then there's an RN overnight. I tried to figure out how many prisoners that would have covered. I tried looking up like the prisons in Pittsburgh to try to get an idea of like what the population would be. I could not figure it out. The only prison that kept popping up was like one that has been closed and is about to be demolished. So I was like, gee, that was helpful. Thanks. So, but it's a lot, I'm sure. And Dr. Al-Hashimi says, everything I've done in my career is an effort to improve the system. Just because you know it's broken doesn't mean you stop trying. And I'm obsessed with her. I love her.
It's wild the way that my loyalties have shifted. I am not a strong person. I have the moral backbone of a chocolate eclair, clearly, because I was like, I hate this woman in the beginning, and now I'm kind of like, no, it's Robbie who's the problem.
I like the cut of her scrubs.
Yeah.
I really want to, I don't know who I could possibly ask involved in this show, but the pacing of this show really is working well for 2 things. One, getting you to ask questions and then answering those questions pretty soon. Because I think around the episode 4 or 5 mark, people are like, oh, is Langdon still with his wife? And then we get that answer here, you know, like that's an example. And the other thing I think it does really good is that it will have you start off with very strong opinions of a character in the first episode, and then 5 or 6 episodes later, you learn a tidbit about them, like Joy's grandmother, or Dr. Al-Hashimi being like, I've been trying to improve everything since I became a doctor.
Except for Ogilvy, I'll hate that bitch forever.
Okay, no, that's where I get tripped up, where I'm like, are we going to get this like crazy Santos arc for Ogilvy? It doesn't feel like it.
Okay, but a lot of people would say that Santos doesn't have an arc. Like, a lot of people just hate her.
Yeah.
Because they hate women. But
she's still the same person. I guess her arc is, Santos, you can't threaten to kill someone, except I don't think anyone ever found out about that.
No. When I first watched season 1, like going straight into it, like the second that Santos and Langdon started butting heads, I said to my friends out loud, they're the same person. That's why they don't fuck with each other. And that's just it. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like if they became best friends, they'd be a sassy duo.
There's a meme that's like, only one person has ever really understood me, and I hate that motherfucker. I feel like that's the 2 of them. It's like, we are the same person, and so we hate each other.
Mm-hmm.
Mal, clown to clown connection.
Yes! Yes! You were going to say that? All right. So then we have Jada Davis, and she wants to take Jackson home. And particularly what kind of triggers her breakdown is Javadi saying they're going to figure out what's wrong with him. And she's like, what's wrong with him? What's wrong with him? And I'm worried for her. Like, there's a weird vibe. Like, the way that she says she talked to his girlfriend, but doesn't think it's a good idea for the girlfriend to come. She just wants to take him home. And then we also, like, had this whole reveal that she hasn't seen him in a while. So I'm like, what?
There's drama with the parents.
Yeah, what's going on with this family? Like, I'm fascinated by this dynamic, and I really can't wait to see more of where this is going. Probably, I assume when the parents show up, we'll get some more information, but it kind of is making me start to wonder if perhaps he is not the only one with some mental health things happening. I don't know.
And then we very briefly get to check on
Baby Jane
Baby
Doe.
Jane Doe.
Baby Jane Doe taking 3 ounces of formula.
How long has it been since we've seen Baby Jane Doe? Because it's been a couple episodes, right?
3 episodes. 3 episodes.
3 episodes?
I don't know. It's my
Who
guess.
has been with the baby for the last 3 hours?
Whichever nurse is passing by.
Dana goes to check on Gus. They bond a little. She's been in this conversation with Dr. Al-Hashimi and Dr. Robbie. Been kind of in the middle of this. And so she comes to check on Gus and they bond a little bit. And Gus worked at some place called Sonny's Tavern. And Dana says that she had her first kiss there. And I was like, what are you doing, Dana? What you doing, Dana? How you doing? Anyway. Okay, we go back to Mr. Lee and Ogilvy's "it was thanks to your fine instruction" when he's talking to Donnie. It was giving like many years since I've had such an exemplary vegetable. Like, it's just
I wrote down Ovaltine is an ass-kissing cornball. Send tweet. It pissed me off so much.
you know what? Someone will understand my reference, so.
I did it. I don't know the vegetable lore.
Ogilvy says that he thinks he was born to do this.
Okay.
I'm killing him with my mind.
But also, that's such a Santos thing to say that I hate
Santos
it.
would never fucking say this. Santos would think that's cringe as fuck.
She wouldn't say it and mean it. She would say it like ironically.
Yeah.
She would say it, but not with that affect. Like, the fuck was that? Like, I'm sorry?
He's like borderline coming. He's like, I was meant to do
No.
this.
What is it?
Like-
What is he on?
It was thanks to your fine instruction.
What the fuck is that about?
Ew, don't say it like
Step
that.
back. Donnie's married and just had a kid. He's not interested.
So Joy wants to be in pathology. So I think this is a good reminder that, like, the medical students that we saw last season are still with us here, which is not technically accurate to how that would work. So this, for Joy, is just a rotation. She's just doing this because she has to. This is not what she wants to do. She wants to be in pathology.
At least I'm not a pathologist.
Which, to go back to my earlier statement of how the pit has you asking questions in like season, in like the first couple episodes, and then starts to slowly answer them in, I think, a nice pace. We were wondering a couple episodes ago, why is Joy kind of like not really interested, doesn't give a shit on her phone? Is she going for a residency in the ER, or is she going for something else? And now we find out it's pathology.
Mr. Lee is like, oh, I can, like, go right back to riding my motorcycle. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's a great idea, buddy. Like, I want to see him put any weight at all on that knee, much less, like, motorcycle pyramid.
Ooh, the stitches just pop.
Okay, all right, moving on. So Gus's pulse ox has dropped, and it's down to 85, which is your blood oxygen, the oxygen saturation in your blood. Dana calls Robbie in, and they're like, oh my god, okay, like, let's, get a non-rebreather just in case, all this kind of stuff, just in case, like, we don't know what's going on here. He was at 95, now he's at 85, so we're like, what happened? And Dana
scurries out, like, she, like, it's really cute.
it's like stretching the leg out and taking very slow steps.
She's
to the
walking
door.
like how a cartoon burglar would walk in the distance.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god, I'm never gonna unsee that.
As she's leaving, she tosses a roll of tape at Robbie. And I'm like, what did you do?
I'm wondering if she, like, covered something on his finger with some tape or something and, like, made it so that the sensor wouldn't work.
So medical providers and medical professionals, medical professionals, it's it's the Tamiflu medical professionals listening. Let us know. What did she do? What did she just do?
Or maybe don't tell us, because
No, I want to know.
Or maybe the show's gonna
You
tell
don't have
us.
access to our email, so it's fine.
perfect. I'm just like, are you tampering with medical equipment? Please don't tell us how that works.
So I also think, okay, this episode has multiple people like falling back into bad habits. So like, I'm going to get back on my motorcycle even though I'm injured, and I'm going to go eat more hot dogs next year even though I just had to come to the emergency room. And I'm like, please don't make me worry about Langdon like this.
I will say on the
Ooh.
topic of the like eating, I don't like all the comments that Donnie's getting about what he's eating and the constant like, don't judge me. Like, we just had an eating disorder in our ER. Like, mind your own business. Don't worry about what anyone else is eating. Don't make comments. Like, it's fine.
If the
Mind your
hospital was so
business.
concerned for their health, why are they sending donuts? There, I
Right.
said it.
And he's got a newborn at home, so fuck off. They go to transfer Roxy to the gurney so that they can put her in the ambulance and take her home, and she's in incredible pain, and she's like, no, can't do it. I want to stay here. I don't want to go home. This, again, like, and I do want to clarify, I am not comparing the pain that I have experienced to the pain of a terminal cancer patient. However, I have absolutely been in a position where people try to move me, and I've just like, don't touch me. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I can't do this. Like, I can't begin to explain how excruciating pain can be. I think there are quite a few people who don't actually know just how bad pain can be, you know?
Mhm.
Thankfully. Like, I'm glad.
Oh, I have no idea.
Right. And it's like, and I've never actually broken a bone, but I have had open heart surgery, and I do have lower back issues and like nerve pain and bulging discs and like all this other stuff. So like, I have been in excruciating pain to the point where I thought I was going to pass out. And I just like this moment where she's like, no, 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 no. I have been there so many times, and it made me feel emotional.
Mm.
But yeah, she doesn't want to go home. She wants to stay there. And we've already really talked about it. But yeah, I respect that choice.
There was a while when they were like, oh, we're going to go back to Roxy. We're going to go check up on her. I was like, oh, she figured out how to like hack the morphine drip and like overdose and killed herself or whatever. Like, I thought that's where this was going, but no, she's fine. And I'm like, presumably she'll be under watch constantly because she's she's at risk of like injury and harm because she's like very fragile right now. So I presume she's under constant watch, but like, that's where I thought this was going. Maybe it's just my fucked up mind being fucked up.
I do wonder, are we gonna see her die?
Yeah.
When she was saying goodbye to her husband, I think that may be the last time she'll ever see him.
Ooh.
Holy shit.
Ooh, that would. Ooh,
I had that thought. Yeah, I think that's actually the last time she's going to see her husband.
That would hurt so
Put
good.
that on the predictions board.
Okay, all right. Adding to our bingo card, Whitaker is gay. Roxy's gonna die and never see her husband again.
Robbie gets hit by a motorcycle.
Robbie gets hit by by a motorcycle pyramid specifically.
Okay.
More lesbian drama between Santos and Garcia. Those are all on my bingo board right now.
I cannot be the only person in the world who's like, there's no way that boy is fucking that woman. There's no way.
I think you should say that one more time because every time it like takes me out. You're like, he's not fucking that woman.
That boy is not fucking that woman. There's no way.
That boy?
That
boy?
That boy.
That woman? No.
Did you hear the North Carolina in me jump with that one? Fuck.
So Emma meets Langdon for the first time. It reminded me very much of Langdon with Mel and Langdon with Javati last season, and kind of like standing there at the counter, getting to know them a little bit. And I love that she's like, haven't killed anyone yet. And then she's like, sorry.
Oh.
I love it. I loved it.
Also, adding to my bingo card, she's gonna kill someone.
Yeah, no. That's another jinx.
Yeah, I'm worried that was a jinx.
Yeah, that she says, she scares me.
Langdon says, when in doubt, stick with her, kid. And I just loved that. I love the faith that everyone has in Dana. I love the faith that Langdon has in Dana.
As Robbie said in the first episode, she's the ringleader of this circus.
This is her circus. These are her monkeys.
Exactly.
Anyway. Oh my God, that is my circus, and those are my monkeys. Shit.
God damn it.
That's why she came back.
My circus is on fire. The monkeys can't put out the fire.
Robbie is on a motorcycle pyramid, and Dana's like, that's my fucking monkey.
God, no, I'm gonna draw all the fucking PITT characters in a pyramid, motorcycle pyramid, and Dana at the bottom. That's my fucking...
Please.
Okay.
Please.
So, it's such a drawing. Okay.
We have Louie's debrief, finally. Everybody's talking about him. He always said thanks. He always asked after them and their families. We get the story behind Louie's photo. Apparently, he came in one night and he was very talkative and he was telling Robbie that he had a wife. Her name was Rhonda. They were high school sweethearts. And he never really wanted kids, but Rhonda talked him into it. She won him over. And she got pregnant and they were so excited. And about a month before the baby was due, Rhonda was in a car accident and she and the baby passed away.
Because I watched this episode twice. Both times I heard Robbie say that, I went, oh, out loud. Like, even the second time knowing it was coming, because it's such a gut punch. Because, like, obviously you know something happened to this woman.
Yeah.
And that led us to where we are now. But just like, oh.
To only get a post-mortem story about someone is heartbreaking. I think that in American culture, we have a lot of that, especially we learn a lot about people and admire them after they're dead.
Yeah.
Because they die in tragic ways.
My least favorite and maybe kind of one of my most favorite things is stumbling upon a post of a content creator being like, if you're reading this, I died. I'm like, I had no idea who the fuck you were, but now I'm sad that you're gone.
Louie was born and raised in Pittsburgh. He was the groundskeeper at Three Rivers Stadium. I was right. We're all just like learning all this stuff about Louie and everybody's standing around. And I liked that we even had like the medical advisors from the show standing there. The med techs were there. I was so struck by the fact that Emma reaches down to hold Louie's hand.
Yeah.
Especially when we just had Dana telling her you leave the hand out in case someone wants to hold it. And then she does.
It got me.
And Dr. Robbie hits us with the may his memory be a blessing.
What if we just started crying?
Yeah.
What if he's not dead? Guys, what if...
The end of this episode fills me with like such a deep sadness. Like I both times I watched it just kind of left just feeling so deeply sad, but like almost a good sad.
It's just good TV sad.
Yeah, and this is a guy who has been through so much, and like I know he's not real, he's a fictional character, but there's also some part of me that like hopes like he's at peace wherever he is now, and like if you believe in an afterlife of sorts, like perhaps he's seeing Rhonda again and like can finally be at peace and not have to like drink his sadness away. Like I just it's kind of like a beautiful sadness. Like almost a cathartic, like Camille said, good TV sadness where it's like there aren't a lot of stakes because I didn't actually know him. But it's also like I don't know, it's beautiful and I can't articulate the things that I'm feeling, but like I don't know. When I watched this, I mean, I sent you all a message. I was like, God, what an episode. And it's purely just because of this last scene and just like the depth of emotion that I was feeling.
I think too, yeah, they gave an entire episode to process losing Louie.
Yeah.
I have nothing to say except something funny because if I don't joke through the pain, I will stop swimming like a shark.
Go.
Yeah.
Implode.
No. Shout out to, I forget what fucking episode it was because it's recording these fucks with my memory sometimes, where I correctly stated the ending of Shameless despite the fact I've never seen a single fucking second of Shameless. So here's one to Louie, who is definitely floating above the hospital as some weird ghost, and like he raises a beer toward the camera.
Now that one of our frequent flyers is gone, we need the Earl of Sandwich to come back. Thank you.
Yes.
Can you imagine if Earl came in and he was NPO?
Oh.
No sandwich for you, buddy. That would suck.
No. Yeah, I need him back. I miss him. I miss Earl.
Where's Myrna?
Yes, that's another one.
Getting her freak on the 4th of July.
She better come in later.
I would love to see Myrna.
If she comes in, like in my head, I'm gonna hear that like the audience like woo, like you hear in Hannah Montana when like a celebrity's there. And I see Myrna rolling in with "Hey fruitcake," I'm gonna lose it.
When we see Myrna again, because even if it's not this season, like season 3 is our time, I'm gonna need someone to remember me saying this and edit Myrna's entrance with the applause from Hannah Montana whenever they would have like a celebrity guest star. I'm gonna need that.
I would love that.
Well, does anyone have any final thoughts?
Sad.
I want to say, like, it's only up from here, but knowing how this show works, what if this is the beginning of the downward spiral?
It's only downhill from here. They're like, oh, I've reached rock bottom. Surprise, bitch, I have a pickaxe.
Yeah, we have a shovel and we are ready to dig.
Robbie specifically has a shovel, and I'm so like, if he's not going to die via motorcycle, well, if he's not, what the fuck is he up to, man? I don't trust that guy.
People want to try and be like, no, Noah Wiley won't kill off his own character, to which I say,
what if he got tired? What if he just wants to be behind the camera?
He directed this episode.
Noah, please, you can't do this to us.
No.
Mr. Wiley, please. I'm speaking directly to the sniper outside my window. Mr. Wiley, please.
Mr. Wiley, I've logged out of my Warner Brothers app. I didn't even tell my therapist what I learned. I've said nothing. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
This is like legitimately a dream come true. I love this TV show so freaking much. And then to connect with you guys through random Robert DM, and just like I hope my fans will be excited to meet your fans and you guys, and I hope your fans are like, yay, illymation, and not like, what the fuck is this random cartoon character girl doing here? Because I swear I'm a real person. I swear I'm a real person. I love TV.
No, it'll be great. It'll be great. But yeah, thank you for being here. It was a lot of fun.
this is normally when people start to tune out, but if you'd like to remind everyone again what you do, where they can find you.
Yes, you can go to youtube.com/illymation, and I make animated videos talking about my life, what I've learned from the good, weird, bad, ugly, whatever of growing up. Talk about periods. That's a big one. That's a fun one.
It's a very informative video.
Thank you for watching it. Oh my gosh.
I have seen almost all your videos.
Robert is not a Hyman Haber, so
Yeah, so Robert had to learn.
I don't know if you're up to that joke, or if you listen to that joke where not even a joke, or just me completely forgetting to say like people with uteruses. I'm like Hyman Haber.
You know what? That's advanced.
So we actually got an email at the beginning of season 2 from one of our listeners that was like, "Hello, fellow Hyman Havers."
So this email's not for
it's
me.
stuck,
Thank you.
apparently.
That's a great way to say, don't let Robert read this. Hi, Hyman Havers.
We love you guys. Please vote in our poll. Should we add Louie to the butt tally?
This feels so disrespectful.
If you're listening on Spotify, vote in our poll.
You say it's disrespectful. I say we're honoring his memory by putting that ass on the board.
And I say, no crack, no tally. Okay.
Since it's the end where people start to tune out, can I say my horny thought to be censored?
Oh yeah, sure.
Hell yeah.
Our average analytics are like, oh, about half the audience is tuned out by this point. If you're part of that half who tuned out, oh, you're missing out.
Oh, you're missing out on something crazy.
And if you're part of the half that tuned in,
You're our favorite. All right, here's my horny thought. Philadelphia roll. I yield my time.
thank you for that.
Thank you for letting me share.
I concur. I'm so glad that we were able to give you the platform to be censored to say that. Well, if that's all, so long, fellow losers. The Pit Crew podcast is created and produced by us, Robert, Mal, and Camille. It's edited by Robert. You can find us on TikTok, Threads, and Instagram at Pit Crew Podcast. If you'd like to support our other projects, our socials are linked in the show notes. Our art is by Rand Pacoca. He can be found on Instagram at Rand Pacoca. All patient questions and concerns can be emailed to pittcrewpodcast@gmail.com. And this isn't a Taco Bell, but we do appreciate a 5-star rating and a review wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to schedule a follow-up appointment with a nurse before you go. See you next time.